Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, for a paradigm shift in the world of strategy. Forget everything you thought you knew about chess, because I'm about to unveil CogniChess, a breathtaking reimagining that shatters the boundaries of the traditional game. We haven't just elevated the ancient art of battles, we've catapulted it into an astonishing, multifaceted third dimension. Imagine a sprawling, colossal battlefield, not merely 64 squares, but an expansive 512-cell arena, a canvas for unparalleled strategic brilliance. Get ready to experience possibilities you never dreamt existed. Forget the familiar 64 squares. CogniChess turns the world of chess upside down, shattering conventional boundaries. Instead of one plane, there are 8 dimensions, unfolding into an astonishing 512 squares. This isn't just an increase, it's an 8-fold leap into infinity. And what if I told you that now up to 4 minds can meet at one board? This multidimensional expansion of space and revolutionary change in the number of players completely rewrites the textbooks on strategy and tactics, demanding from you not just a move, but breathtaking, masterful multi-level planning. Prepare for a game where your every step is a chess match cubed. After a comprehensive comparison of 64 and 512 cells, we proceed to analyze the cube's structure. 8 designated boards are transformed into 8 numbered levels, 1 to 8, forming a vertical structure. Each cell now has 3 coordinates: rank, horizontal position, line, position within the rank, and level, vertical arrangement. The central levels, 3, 4, v6, are of particular importance, forming a new strategic center of the cube. This epicenter of concentrated important interactions and opportunities is exceptionally significant for further analysis and decision-making. 8 facets, like windows into other worlds, unveil a spatial projection of a 3-dimensional cube before you, and each one is not merely a board, but an entire arena for tactical battles. Here your pieces gain unprecedented freedom. They glide across familiar squares within their own plane, but then, like shadows, transport between boards, opening up dizzying strategic perspectives. In this dance of interconnected dimensions, where every piece is part of a grand design, control over the entire architecture of levels becomes the cornerstone of victory. Forget simple dominance on just one board. True mastery lies in total dominion over all or the overwhelming majority of these interconnected spaces. For unique imperial sets, namely Greek, Indian, Chinese, and Ethiopian, offer a fresh perspective on traditional chess. These meticulously crafted sets faithfully retain the classic number of 32 pieces, which is the foundation of any standard chess game, ensuring that gameplay remains unchanged. However, their key distinction and primary feature lie in their masterful translation of familiar chess into an entirely new, rich historical universe. Each of these sets deeply immerses players in a specific cultural era, visually reflecting the unique character and style of the respective civilizations. Thus, they do not merely change the appearance of the pieces but also present a captivating visual evolution of armies, imagining what chess forces might look like if they were embodied in ancient Greece, mystical India, powerful China, or distinctive Ethiopia. From the 4 imperial armies, which serve more as an introduction to more complex concepts, we smoothly and logically transition directly to the essence itself, to the fundamental principles underlying 3D mechanics. This is a pivotal moment where the game gains its uniqueness and depth. In this innovative system, ranged pieces, previously confined to familiar planes, suddenly and significantly expand their capabilities, gaining power and influence across all 3 coordinate axes. This isn't just about the traditional chess rank and file, but also about a completely new dimension, level. This radical change in the rules of piece movement and interaction fundamentally transforms the gameplay. It is precisely this innovation, this expansion of the spatial dimension, that creates an absolutely new, unprecedented tactical depth, opening up countless strategic possibilities for players and forcing them to think in 3-dimensional space. Prepare for a truly revolutionary reinterpretation of chess strategy that will turn your understanding of the classic game upside down. The knight no longer just jumps across the board, it now moves spatially, covering previously unseen areas and creating intricate, virtually invisible forks that leave your opponent in a hopeless position. Its unique moves open up new horizons for attack and defense, forcing you to reevaluate every position. The king, previously humbly occupying the center of the board, now gains incredible mobility, moving in 26 different directions. This unprecedented agility makes it not just a passive piece in need of protection, but a powerful and dynamic element of your strategy, capable of actively participating in the attack and creating unexpected threats. Its extended range of movement radically changes the dynamics of the endgame and middle game. The pawn, usually considered the most humble piece, now undergoes radical changes. It is capable of constructing multi-level bastions and complex fortifications, which transform it into a formidable obstacle for the opponent and a reliable support for your own forces. Its new capabilities allow for the creation of impregnable defensive lines and effective control of key squares. It's time to completely discard all old familiar schemes and stereotypes that ever defined the game of chess. You will need to develop completely new, innovative tactics and strategies to master these transformed rules. This is not just an update, it is a fundamental change that requires a complete rethinking of every move you make and every plan. Prepare for chess as you've never known it before, which will make your brain work on a completely new level. Max Romschach, created in 1907, is a significant milestone in the history of chess innovations. This unique interpretation of the classic game introduced the concept of a multi-level, three-dimensional playing field, significantly expanding tactical and strategic possibilities. Decades later, the popular science fiction franchise Star Trek played a key role in popularizing and solidifying the idea of 3D chess in popular culture. Through its iconic depiction of the game on screen, three-dimensional chess firmly established itself as a recognizable cultural symbol, associated with intellectual superiority and futuristic technologies. Today, continuing this rich tradition of innovation and intellectual challenges, the CogniChess project aims to develop and reimagine the concept of three-dimensional chess, offering new approaches and expanding horizons for enthusiasts and professionals alike. Thus, CogniChess is a direct heir to the ideas laid down by Mach and popularized by Star Trek, continuing their evolution into the digital age. Moving away from a historical overview, let's turn to the CogniChess strategy. The main difference between the game and traditional chess isn't merely the addition of squares, but a fundamental change in the approach to board control. In classic chess, a player dominates a single plane. In CogniChess, strategic efforts are concentrated on controlling the central levels of the three-dimensional cube that forms the playing field. This is a fundamentally new approach to territorial influence. The central layers of the cube are the arena of fierce clashes and the source of attacking opportunities. Pieces here gain significantly more lines of attack, putting pressure on a vast portion of the board and opponent's pieces, unlike on peripheral or extreme levels. This allows for increased aggression and effective tempo gain, creating threats and forcing the opponent into disadvantageous moves. Strategic thinking in CogniChess requires a re-evaluation of familiar concepts, focusing on the dynamics and multidimensionality of the central part of the game space. Rooks and queens in a chess game can be metaphorically represented as powerful long-range artillery, possessing a three-dimensional potential for impact on the board. Their strategic deployment resembles a sequence of artillery maneuvers. At the very beginning of the game, our primary task becomes clearing and opening key vertical corridors. This preparatory stage is extremely important, as it allows us to create direct lines of fire and ensure unimpeded movement for our heavy pieces. Once the verticals are successfully opened and prepared, we proceed to the next stage, advancing these powerful pieces, the rooks and queens, to more advanced positions, which usually correspond to ranks 3 to 6 on the chessboard. It is here, on these central and semi-central ranks, that we begin to build and form what are called batteries. These batteries represent concentrations of our heavy pieces that are ready for a massive strike or to create strong pressure on the opponent's positions. Their placement on these ranks ensures maximum board coverage and the ability to control key squares. As for the queen, this most valuable and powerful piece, it should be treated with special caution, and one should not rush its introduction into active combat. Prematurely exposing the queen to attack or its excessively aggressive use without proper support can lead to a loss of initiative or even the loss of the piece itself. Therefore, we hold back the queen, awaiting the most opportune moment for its entry into the game, when all other preparations are complete and its appearance becomes a decisive factor in achieving strategic superiority. This underrated knight is a unique 3D asset. Its ability to move and jump between levels, not just on a single plane, allows for the creation of strategic forks, invisible to those who think in 2 dimensions. These multi-level attacks create hidden threats, unpredictable by standard methods. It is highly recommended to use the knight for pinpoint attacks on vulnerable, multidimensionally misunderstood levels of the system. Its mobility allows for rapid pressure transfer, disorienting the opponent. In 3D chess, pawns take on new significance, becoming vertical shields that protect multiple levels simultaneously. This changes the dynamics of positional play and attacks. Success in an assault now depends not on threatening a single square, but on the ability to distribute pressure across levels. An effective attack requires a flexible approach, creating threats not only horizontally or vertically, but also in depth, encompassing different floors of the board. The key to breaking through defenses and achieving victory is multi-level pressure, not a one-dimensional threat. Let's consider the movements of the pieces, or vectors, to understand their characteristics and potential. The bishop moves only diagonally, on squares of the same color. This allows it to effectively change its level of attack/defense, quickly crossing the board and covering many squares. The knight has a unique L-shaped movement, a combination of horizontal/vertical displacement and a jump. It switches between white/black squares and bypasses obstacles, giving it tactical flexibility and unpredictability. The king, the central piece, moves one square in any of the 8 directions. However, considering castling, it has up to 26 potential directions of movement, making it a strategically important and flexible piece, despite its seemingly limited move. So we have finished examining individual vectors of impact and are now delving into the general, comprehensive picture of the balance of power. Our focus is shifting from isolated elements to the holistic, dynamic structure of the playing field. 4 powerful armies, each representing an independent combat unit, are positioned on 4 of the 8 available game boards. This creates a significantly more complex and multifaceted situation than traditional confrontations. Each player, finding themselves in such a configuration, acts completely independently, having no allies and relying on no one's support. From the very first move, from the start of the game, an enormous responsibility falls upon them, along with the necessity to control multiple fronts simultaneously. This is no longer a game where one can focus exclusively on their own plane or a single direction of attack. The player is obliged to constantly monitor the situation on several boards, analyze threats and opportunities arising from different sides, and react promptly to the changing environment, distributing their resources and attention among various sections of the game space. Thus, strategic thinking and tactical flexibility become key factors for success from the very beginning of the game. Let's move on to considering and applying the fundamental practical principles that govern the initial stage of the game, i.e., the opening. First and foremost, your strategic goal should be to create and expand spatial corridors running between the different playing levels of the cube. This will ensure the maneuverability of your pieces and open up paths for future attacks. In parallel with this, it is crucial to strive for maximum control and subsequent capture of the central area of the cube. This zone is strategically key, as it allows for effective influence on the course of the game in all directions. Next, actively use knights, these unique pieces whose non-linear moves allow for unexpected and devastating attacks. Knights are ideal for creating sudden forks, which can simultaneously attack several valuable enemy pieces, forcing them into unfavorable exchanges or loss of tempo. However, exercise prudence and do not rush into premature development or active use of the queen in the early stage of the game. The edges of the cube, despite their seeming attractiveness for rapid queen development, represent areas of increased risk. An exposed queen on the periphery of the cube makes her vulnerable to attacks from smaller enemy pieces, which can lead to undesirable exchanges or forced retreats, thereby losing valuable time and initiative. Thus, caution should be exercised, and actions planned with all potential threats in mind. Forget for a moment the chess you knew. Those 64 squares, that duel of 2 minds. Classic, yes, but merely a starting point. CogniChess overturns the familiar concept of strategic games, expanding horizons to incredible scales. Imagine a game board grown eightfold, a colossal 512 squares, opening up limitless possibilities for maneuvers and tactical decisions. This isn't just an increase, it's a quantum leap in complexity and depth. But that's not all. Forget the one-on-one duel. In CogniChess, the number of participants can grow to 4, transforming the familiar confrontation into a thrilling multipolar battle. Here, the subtleties of diplomacy, unexpected alliances, and cunning betrayals come into play, adding unique intrigue to each game. We are witnessing a fundamental evolution, from the familiar, relatively linear control over the board's plane, where every move is a chess strike, to a multidimensional, deep mastery over levels. This is no longer just board control, it's virtuoso management of entire strategic layers, where your every step echoes across the whole field. It is in this transition from plane to volume, from duel to multilateral confrontation, that the true genius of CogniChess lies, a new turn in the development of strategic board games, changing the rules of the game forever. Chess Cube 8x8x8 isn't just a game, it's a revolution that will forever change your perception of strategy. We tear chess away from its familiar two-dimensional world and elevate it into a stunning multi-layered 3D dimension, where every piece gains incredible, unparalleled movement trajectories. Victory here isn't just about a move on the board, it's a masterful control of entire echelons of the game space, where each level opens up new possibilities and conceals unpredictable threats. Are you ready for an unprecedented challenge? Master the cubic arena of 512 squares, where your intuition and logic will operate at their limits, demanding a completely new, deep approach to planning. CogniChess isn't just a game, it's a training ground for your intellect, where depth of thought and developed spatial imagination will become your main weapons. Discover the chess of the future. Accept this challenge and become a true master of multi-dimensional strategy.